Hi, my name's Tracey Butler. I'm the Director of Links to Learning, and today I'd like to introduce you to Stephanie Marks, who is an occupational therapist working in the Western Sydney region. Thank you for joining us today, Stephanie. I'm wondering if you could share with us initially what your passion is and what led you into becoming an occupational therapist.
Sure. I went straight from school to study, and I just found that the degree was something that meant I could support people to have the best thing that they wanted. And for people who were having difficulties, they could still function and do what they wanted to do in their everyday. It wouldn't necessarily be the same, but I could be part of helping them to work out how they did that, be that with a piece of equipment or be that with a strategy or approach. In having done my job and being in the industry for about 12 years, I really still found that invigorates me to keep on doing what I do. And I enjoy doing it with a range of people, being kids to adults, with a range of different disabilities as such, because it is around function. And I find that people then have an enjoyment in their day, or families can see that someone's able to participate, which they couldn't do as much before, and which gives them joy and positivity in their day. So it's certainly part of what my day and my business is, and I really enjoy that. It means that I walk away from my day at work and go, that was great, which means that it doesn't feel like going to work all the time.
Right.
Is probably my biggest part.
Very good. And can you tell me, as far as children with sensory processing difficulties, what type of interventions have you found to be most successful in supporting them?
So I know that there's a lot of different options around. There's lots of different models of service to support people with sensory processing difficulties. As a community-based therapist, I don't have a clinic. I provide service within people's homes and school and any other environment that they participate in. I find that where I have been supporting families, it's around being able to support that person to function. So coming to a quiet clinic is very different to taking them to the grocery shop, which is where then an issue arises. So for me, I've used a lot of community-based and strategies. So certainly talk about sensory processing and other people's awareness and understanding of sensory processing to mean that they can themselves, as someone supporting someone with a sensory processing difficulty, assist them through what is a difficult situation. And therefore, certainly using sensory strategies. And I haven't necessarily, with the population that I've worked in the past, intellectual disability is often an area that we're also dealing with. So I haven't done a lot of standardized therapeutic interventions, because often the children that I've been working with, they don't tolerate that. They don't understand what we're doing. So we've done it in a very roundabout and an everyday functional process. So it just becomes part of their day. They're not having to do therapy, but the family are having a therapeutic impact in their everyday, to mean that they can get to school or they can go to the grocery shop to get food in less of a dramatic event.
Yeah, and I think
is probably how I've mainly assisted people with sensory processing.
Yeah, and I think there's some good points that you touched on there, because sensory processing often does impact those everyday tasks that many of us take for granted, of just simply being able to go to the supermarket and get the groceries for the family for the week. Can be a task for both the child and the parent. Stephanie, what would you say to a parent now who might be watching this, if they feel that something's perhaps not quite right? What would your advice to them be?
Yeah, I think the biggest part is partly believe in yourself and trust yourself. You know your children the best as anybody does. If you see that things are different, or it's really hard, or certain things are hard for you and your children, don't let other people tell you that that's okay, or that it's not something that's important to you and your children, and seek advice. So be that pediatricians, or be that an occupational therapist or a psychologist.
So for those of you that would like to reach out and connect with Stephanie, I encourage you to visit her website, actionforward.com.au. There's a lot of information on there, as well as her contact page to enable you to connect with her. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Do you have some closing words to share with our families who've been listening in and watching you today?
Thank you for taking the time, I guess, to listen to us, and I hope that by listening and increasing your knowledge, that can help you to feel comfortable and confident, because you are the advocate for your children, and knowledge for you is your power in getting what is best for you as their parent, and for them as your children, to be able to cope as a family and achieve all that you hope for your children.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Appreciate your time, and I know you're busy, and thank you for providing such a valuable interview today.
No worries. Thank you for your time.